coming up on Sportsnight.
The Lake Show looks to show out in their final regular season home game.
And some Grand Slam action keeps the softball Cats on the right track.
And our very own Logan Schijano takes a deep dive into the resurgent season of Jay Bashir's. All this and more coming up. It's Sports Night right now. Welcome back to Sports Night. I'm Maria Heim alongside Hallie DeVore. This is our only all-girls show of the quarter, so we're representing with the Pink Blazers today.
Oh, absolutely we are. And Maria, I think it is only fair to start our show off with some awesome women, and they just happen to be Northwestern's hottest team right now, Northwestern Women's Lacrosse.
That's right, Hallie. The number 3 ranked Wildcats took on the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays at Martin Stadium for their last home game of the regular season. The Johns Hopkins Blue Jays came to Evanston looking to beat their first Big Ten team. Let's see how it went for them here. Here in the first quarter, Jill Girardi makes a move to her left and fires for the Cats' first goal of the day. Up 2 in the first quarter, Samantha Smith right here is going to cut to the right and puts the ball back into the back of the net for her 14th goal of the year. The Blue Jays put on their first goal on the board right here with about 5 minutes left in the first. Abby Hurlbrink finds the gap and gets the offense going. But a little bit later now into the second quarter, Girardi gets the perfectly placed pass from Lauren Gilbert and fires it in for her second goal of the game. The Blue Jays weren't going away though, with Bailey Cheatham pulls them in within this free position goal. And just 3 minutes later, Johns Hopkins has the chance to tie things up before the half with the goal from Claire Mills. But Gilbert coming back on the other end and scoring the last-minute goal to put the Cats up before going into the half, which definitely had some Northwestern fans nervous. But after the half, sometime back and forth scoring, the Wildcats would take control of the game, starting with Kaylee Mahoney dashing her way into the goal as she celebrates with her team after a nice move. In the third, Jill Girardi takes a step in and whips the goal back in and stretches the Wildcat lead to 4. And a couple minutes later, we're going to see here Lauren Gilbert gets a dime of a pass from Leah Holmes and converts for her 60th goal of the season. Moving to the fourth quarter now, and guess who it is? Yep, Gilbert getting it done again and passing it from Dylan Mamonte this time. But get a good look at this goal off the top of the crossbar and in. Certainly not a goal Greta Stahl will forget anytime soon. And the Cats are going to win this one 19-12 and extend their program record Big Ten winning streak to 18. They'll take on the Maryland Terrapins next Saturday in College Park. To break down the game further, we have a special guest in the studio with us today. Hallie?
Hello, joining me here in our studio is star attacker Jill Girardi. So we just saw in the highlights you guys get that win against Johns Hopkins. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
And it was a little bit closer of a game, I think, than people expected, especially heading in at the halftime. So can you just tell us a little bit about what your team talked about, with your coach and you guys as a group to kind of turn this around to get that win?
Well, the game, I think, turned really sloppy in the beginning couple quarters. So just at halftime, we looked at each other and we were like, this is not the game that we're playing. This was our senior game, so we wanted to play for our seniors and fifth years. And we just shaped it up and just trusted ourselves and trusted the process.
And then just focusing a little bit more on you as a player, you had never really been like a full-fledged attacker until this year, and now you have 37 goals. So can you tell us a little bit about this shift to attack and what your reaction was when you found out that that was going to be kind of your role this year?
I was very shook by it. I have always been more defensive-minded, so kind of looking at offense, you're kind of pulling apart the defense. So it's kind of easier to be able to play that game. But I think that it's more fun and more freeing to play attack than it is defense. So I've kind of liked the role that I'm in now.
You get to score the goals and have the hype videos.
I know, you get all the glory.
All the good stuff.
But the D really are the ones that do all the work.
Right. And then just looking forward a little bit on your season, you guys are coming up against number 8 Maryland, a team that's also undefeated in the Big Ten Conference. Can you tell us what about Maryland is like such a threat and what you guys have been doing to prepare for this game?
Maryland's just always been a threat. They're a huge competitor in the Big Ten. They are always one of our biggest rivals, so they're going to come out guns a-blazing. We beat them 3 times last year, Big Ten championship, twice in the regular season, so they're going to be coming for our heads. But this is just like one normal game, like that's how we're looking at it, and I think it's just another opportunity that we have to just put on our jerseys and go play.
And then a thing that you got to do to start that game that's also been a really big thing of yours this year that kind of hadn't really been in the past, draw controls. You had 15 draw controls on your game Saturday. You're leading the Big Ten in draw controls. Can you tell me a little bit about like how you've become so dominant in this center circle?
Well, I can't really reveal all my secrets, but it's just kind of trusting myself, trusting my skills that I have, and kind of trusting all my teammates that are around me. It's just also just a big mindset and big like head game. Basically, you're just not to like let the pressure of that small like action like get to you, and just being able to go out there and just trust yourself.
So I understand you have your lacrosse stick, and I'm not gonna lie, I have one of my own. I don't know. Oh, it's back
there
here.
it is.
And you got to play like lacrosse for dummies with me here because it's not really my thing. Without revealing your secrets, can you?
Well, you're holding it wrong already.
All right, that's good.
So hold it. Yeah, it's more underhand.
All right,
Yeah.
Step down. I need lacrosse for dummies, basic draw control.
Draw control. So you hold it like this. So
Close.
kind of go. You want to be close to the head. And then it's all in the wrist, so it's the wrist movement.
Under, am I here,
yep,
over?
You want to be like that.
I'm over?
Yeah.
Oh, I got that.
So the wrist movement's here, and kind of dig it, and then you can either go behind you, or dig it, or go ahead of you.
Is it like a under?
Yeah, that was pretty good positioning right there. All right,
me on.
now go behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah! She's got it.
All right, put me in,
And then do the
coach.
stick drop.
Stick drop like you
There
did
it
when
is.
you like juked that lady. Well, thanks so much for coming on our show tonight.
Thank
It was
you
such
for
a
having
pleasure.
me.
All right, well, back to you, Maria.
Jill, we appreciate you being in the studio with us here tonight. And don't go anywhere though. We'll be back super soon when we'll show you what happened when the Wildcats softball team faced the Purdue Boilermakers, and our own Bradley Walker is here to break down what happened. See you after the break.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Go Northwestern, break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all the go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back to Sports Night, back on desk. If you thought we were done talking about Northwestern women's sports teams that are absolutely dominating right now, you would be wrong. The Rolling Softball Cats took on Purdue at home last weekend, looking to break some records. Let's check it out. at the J for a weekend set against the Boilermakers, picking up in the first game with a clean RBI single to the right by Maeve Nelson. She'll have way more highlights later on. But games 1 and 2 were defined by, you know the name, Rachel Lewis. She went yard and ties the Northwestern all-time home run record with a 3-run home run. Next up, with a chance to break that record, and she absolutely delivers off of Welsh Ryan, 58 home runs for Lewis. She stands alone atop the Wildcat home run list, and Tammy Williams, who previously held that record, was there to witness. Now, next game, we're going to see a nice single from Nikki Cochran to open the lead in the first. As a runner is going to come through for Northwestern, a nice shot down the right line leaves plenty of time for that runner to meet home plate. And did you think Rachel Lewis was done? Absolutely not, as she nails another homer at the bottom of the second, extends her new home run record, and the team is absolutely ready to meet her here to celebrate. And then in honor of Lewis, Hannah Katie knocks a homer of her own all the way to the stands. Almost a catch there by the fan. They got to work on that. Her third of the year. Final score of this game is going to be a hefty 10-1. Now, we told you would see more of Maeve Nelson's highlights, so here you go. A grand slam in the bottom of the third to put the Cats up by 5. If you're Purdue, you're feeling pretty brutal right now. But we are going to have to show a Purdue highlight in here, so we'll show Kaylee Halada's homer in the fourth, a pretty piece of hitting over to left field. Finally, last but not least, the infamous, famous Nelson again with another homer. She would close with 8 RBIs in the game. That ties the Northwestern single game RBI record for RBIs. That's a successful weekend for the Cats, if you ask me. The Cats will head to Bloomington, Indiana this weekend for their series against the Hoosiers in what could be their 4th straight Big Ten weekend series win. And here to give us some insight on Northwestern softball and baseball pitching is Sportsnight's Bradley Locker.
Thanks, Hallie. On the diamond, 2 pitchers have really carried the freight for Northwestern this spring, and that's softball's Danielle Williams and baseball's Sean Sullivan. So let's break down what makes each of them so effective. We'll start with Danielle Williams, looking at her most recent game, home outing, I should say, against Purdue. Williams went 4 innings, giving up no runs and striking out 9. The ace really had it working against the Boilermakers. On the first pitch of the game, Williams dots the inside corner with this fastball. She doesn't use her fastball a ton, though. Now we'll go to this curveball that dots around the inside corner. And then how about this change from Williams? Very devastating. Drops a little bit more than that curveball. And you watch pitching Ninja, you'll see the sword action. Look how much this pitch drops, totally baffling the Purdue batter. And then how about this drop change, the total nosedive action? Just watch the trail on this one, just unfurling that disgusting pitch. And then what really makes Williams so effective is watch her release point. You see that the ball is consistent, and then it just totally diverts and goes 2 separate directions. And this is just one of the many reasons why Williams has been so dominant, mechanically sound, and her pitches are filthy. Now we have Sean Sullivan of the Northwestern baseball team, and he has been spectacular for Josh Reynolds, emerging as arguably the team's best pitcher so far this year. In his first year in Evanston, Sullivan is primarily a fastball pitcher, which can spell trouble, but his pitch has tremendous life, and he can also intersperse a slider. So let's take a look at what makes Sullivan so good. Sullivan usually locates his fastball excellently. This pitch is outside, and then now we'll go, that one is outside, I should say, and now we'll go to an inside fastball where Sullivan's going to dot the inside part of the plate. Perfect location on that one. And don't forget about Sullivan's slider either. This is filthy. Look at this overlay. See the release point consistent. That pitch goes 2 totally separate directions. Where Sullivan can get into some trouble, though, is when he leaves that fastball more center cut. Here, Johnny Piacentino goes yard off of Sullivan and takes him deep. But overall, the sidewinding lefty is just phenomenal this year. And as you can see from his out distribution, he has an attack mentality every time he takes them out. He strikes out batters. Even though he's more of a fastball pitcher, you would expect him to have more flyouts, but we only see 40 flyouts compared to 61 strikeouts. Sullivan just wants to put the hitter to sleep, and he usually does so with this excellent fastball. If Sullivan can keep this up and maybe even work in that slider a little bit more, polish it up, he's going to be a good one for a long time here in Evanston. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Bradley. Heading to the courts now. This weekend, the women's tennis team traveled to Champaign to take on the Fighting Illini. It was senior day for Illinois, and they celebrated by taking the Cats down 4-3. The Wildcat duo of Clarissa Hand and Maria Shasharina got things started for the Cats with a 6-2 win over Illinois. Brianna Crowley and Christina Hand also took their doubles match to notch another win for Northwestern. In the singles games, the Wildcats struggled. Sydney Pratt got it done in 2 sets to her win, matching the Illini, but sophomore Kate Dong took down Northwestern Clarissa's Hand in an impressive 2-set dub. Junior Ashley Ye also earned a 2-set victory over Shasharina. After this loss, the Cats move to 12-7 on the season and 7-2 in Big Ten play. They'll be back in action on Saturday to take on Michigan State and East Lansing.
On the other side of things, the number 28 men's tennis team had a tough stretch they're on the road this past week, losing matches to Illinois and number 14 Harvard. Stephen Foreman and Simon Brotham both lost their first set at Illinois by a score of 7-6, and neither of them could come back from it. The Cats' biggest highlight from the rivalry game was Presley Thieneman winning his 6th singles match in a row. In Wednesday's match at Harvard, Northwestern only picked up the doubles point, losing 4-1. The Cats look to get back on track as they close out their season this weekend with home matches against Purdue and Indiana.
We'll be right back in a few moments as our own Logan Schijano takes a dive into a particular baseball player.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Really?
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Sports Night. We're shifting gears to baseball. Hallie, what's the latest?
So if you've been keeping up with Northwestern baseball, then you're going to know the name Jay Beshears. The sophomore has been having quite the standout season. Our own Logan Schijano has more.
Opposite field liner that will drop in front of Walker.
This is March 12th, 2021. It was the first and only hit of Jay Beshears' freshman campaign. For a guy who plays all around the diamond, the Naples, Florida native found himself in an unfamiliar position most of last season, on the bench.
It's definitely different, yeah, but this is the Big Ten. There are so many good baseball players, and it was hard to get out of the trenches, sort of, and figure out a way to persevere through that.
But Beshears didn't let his 12 freshman at-bats define him.
Obviously, it's going to be difficult to come in and make an impact immediately, so I just, like I said, stayed ready.
While his playing time was sparse, those around him say Beshears' work ethic never wavered.
He's just consistent, right? Like, he's the same guy every day. Like, he shows up to the field, he's got a smile on his face. He's just fun to be around.
And when he finally got his chance, Beshears delivered in a big way.
Ty Robarczyk as Beshears attacks the first one, sends it, it's going back, and it's gone!
Me and him, we like to go back and forth about, who can get the next hit, who can get the next homer. So I think the competitive juice is fun.
From one hit a year ago to leading the team in hits in 2022, Jay Beshears, who just got on first, is raking in 2022. He's second on the team in OPS, RBIs, and home runs. And he has a thrill for the dramatic.
Runner goes, and that's up the left side. Wildcats win it!
Even after a tough series loss against Illinois last weekend, the team has turned around its season after starting the year 2-10.
It's just so much fun. Winning is more fun, especially with your teammates.
For head coach Josh Reynolds, it's Beshears' versatility that makes him unique.
He's a special talent. He can run, he can throw, he can hit. He can kind of do it all.
In 2022, number 22 has made appearances at 6 different positions, including on the mound.
Beshears with the pitch and gets him swinging.
And while his fandom at Northwestern has rapidly ascended, in the clubhouse, his teammates say he's always been a fan favorite.
One of the nicest guys I know. Easiest guy to be around, so I love the guy.
From Miller Park, Logan Schijano, NNN Sports.
Thanks, Logan. As the weather is getting better, maybe you can head out to Rocky Miller Park and see Jay for yourself. But until then, you can just check him out in our upcoming highlights.
Coming into the weekend series against Illinois, Beshears and his team were riding a hot streak, but that didn't necessarily continue in Champaign. Let's take a look. The Cats fell to Illinois, losing 3-0 this past weekend, and here we see a line drive of Jack Saucer in a jam and a driving stop by third baseman Vincent Bianchina to get the third out. In the 9th inning here, the bases were loaded before Jay Beshears crushed a go-ahead grand slam to the left, making it 6-5 Northwestern. Carrico, O'Donnell, and Santini all scored. We're going to see in the next clip here that Kobe Moe is pitching, Brody hitting here at bat, trying bunt on a throw error over first base, tying up the game 6-6. A couple bats down the line, Brandon Comina gets the single walk-off on a fly ball to center, giving the game to Illinois 7-6. As we see the final score here for the Illini. In the second game of the series, Northwestern collected 14 hits but couldn't match up to Illinois' pace. Steven Rusich homer to the left keeps the game close, and Cam McDonald's home runs off of Michael Fartinelli, who had a huge day for Illinois, going 5 for 5 with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Illinois would tack down more runs to win Saturday's game 11-6. Here we go on Sunday with shortstop Cal Hedja robbing Jay Beshears of a single, throwing from knee way back down in the infield. They'll leave Champaign losing the series. However, last Tuesday, things were looking up for the Cats with home field advantage against St. Louis University. Pinkston with the safety squeeze, working to perfection. As we see Rustic with another bomb to the left field of pitcher Colton Hutt, helping the Cats go up 8-1 as we see the team celebrating here in the front left corner of the field after this 3-run homer. We see him grabbing the back, stabbing. St. Louis would come back late in the inning, but not enough to make things super interesting. But Beshears gonna close it out, gets Cole Smith to the ground, out to first, Northwestern winning 8-5. Tomorrow you can catch the Cats when they begin their series against Michigan State at home. Watch them at 3:30 Central in Big Ten play.
And stay with us because when we're back, we're gonna have some record-breaking plays of the week to break down that you're not gonna wanna miss.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back. Hallie, I think we're ready to close out the show with our classic plays of the week.
Absolutely, let's do it. Starting off at number 3, you know the name, Maeve Nelson with the grand slam. She'd record 8 RBIs in this game to tie the Northwestern single game record for RBIs. She brings here a lot of energy back to the dugout for her team, pumping her fists.
Coming in at number 2, we see here Lauren Gilbert's 60th goal of the season. These are some great looks from the grad student.
And finally at number 1, it has got to be Rachel Lewis's homer to officially become the all-time home run leader for Northwestern softball.
That's going to do it for us here in the studio. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at NNN Sports, on Instagram at NNN_sports, and you can catch all of our shows and previous coverage on YouTube at NNN Sports. For Hallie, DeVore, I'm Maria Heim. We'll see you next time, and go Cats!